All right, hello, welcome to the weather updates, 8 p.m., August 25th, 2020, and a pretty hazy, hot, and somewhat humid day with very poor air quality that has improved a bit. It has improved this evening. So this is what the sky looked like. And we had the cumulus and cumulonimbus building throughout the afternoon, and then what wound up happening was we had some more building all around us. Um, but we really didn't get any thunderstorms here in the middle of Nassau County. It was mostly just some rain showers. But nonetheless, some impressive cloud formations, especially off to the west around 6 o'clock. We had some really impressive cloud formations. But this storm here, which looked like it was heading right for us, happened to be in Hicksville, wound up missing us and going to the west and south. So didn't really see much action as far as severe weather goes here. Uh, this is what the radar looked like earlier. I want to keep the satellite in here for a minute. So this is what it looked like this afternoon with the satellite, and you can see the haze in the air. This haze is actually smoke from the fires all the way in California, and you can see here's the front coming through. Now, if we refresh this here, get the current one here, you will see there's that convection. Looks like a lot popping up there, but we got this nice clear air coming down from the north and pushing all that hazy air away. And the haze was coming from, again, if we look at the MODIS here, one of these just doesn't work. All right, it's this one. If you look at the MODIS here, you can sort of see. Here's the smoke. Here's California. All right. I don't know. These are missing, I guess. Some of these. All right. Here you go. So here's California. So these fires are huge. These fires going on in California right now. Another repeat of that horrible fire season in Northern California. The whole state, especially the northern half, is just covered in smoke. And the smoke has actually made its way all the way across the country and actually into the Midwest and also into the area ahead of this cold front that's moving through. So it made it all the way. If we draw this out, pull this out, and I'll draw it for you. So again, bad air quality today. My allergies are absolutely terrible today because of it. Be able to see here, I'm trying to pull this out to a reasonable level. I guess that's the best we're going to be able to do. But if we do go ahead and draw, you will see here, change this to red. See, they updated this drawing tool here. So I'll change it to red, and just see what they did. It kind of just made its way all the way ahead of this cold front here. And this is all hot air. This is all hot air here, right? All hot air. This whole area is just baking in heat. It's just a ridge here, all right? And what we have is we have a trough coming down, so we'll change it to blue. Here's the cooler air coming down from and the trough and the jet stream, so you can see it right here. All right, so this is going to bring us some nice air just for tomorrow. Okay. We also have Laura over here. So this is Laura. That in red. Where was I put it over here? Fine. This is Laura. All right. So and we're going to be tracking this, and this is going to be tracking underneath this ridge right here. All right, and go in, make a landfall somewhere over there. All right. So let's clear all this out. Also, a little bit of a dust cloud coming off the Sahara again. I noticed a little dust there, which might inhibit some Cape Verde development at least. But you can see where the smoke has come from, basically, and why the air quality was so bad today. So let's look at the radar right now, and you will see here are the storms, kind of just, and there was some severe warnings out for Suffolk County, and looks like a marine warning out for there, but I didn't see anything severe here. Not a whole lot of lightning with these storms either. It just wasn't very impressive. We did have a severe thunderstorm watch for a while, but that severe thunderstorm watch has been canceled. Let's look at the rainfall amounts across the island. We really didn't get a whole lot of rain. We got a light shower. That was about it. So let's zoom this in a little bit if we can. Get some more weather stations here. So really didn't get all that much in Mineola. 0.04. I mean, the ground was wet when I got back. We got nothing. There was nothing in Hicksville. Just the lightest of sprinkles. But if you go over here, there's some higher amounts over here. There's a 1.89 in Castle Hill, so there might have been some localized heavy rain with that. And then another cell went over the south shore and dropped barely a quarter of an inch of rain over there. And look at Suffolk County as well, and it's probably barely anything. There's a 0.92 over here. I don't know how accurate that is. That seems a little off, that it would be a 0.92 in that spot. Most of these they just didn't produce a lot of rain. They were very small and they were quick moving. So really not a whole lot of rain fell today from these showers and thunderstorms that did develop across our area. We can also look at we'll get to that in a minute. We can also look at the weather and hazards map as well, and look at our current conditions, and you'll see the dew points are going to start to drop. But if we look at the precipitation, I'm not even going to bother looking because it's barely barely anything. But we'll look at the high temp. I'll look at the precipitation and the high temperatures. Look at the high temperatures today. See, everybody pretty much got into the low 90s, except maybe the east end. Pretty much we're all suffering because of that westerly flow. Let's see. We can look at the precipitation here. I gotta change this now. Move this up to 6 a.m. Let's see what we got here. I'll wait for us to load here. Yeah, barely anything. So it seemed like right around here, Hudson Valley, northern boroughs of New York City got something, but for the rest of us, nothing. Nada. Bone dry. Okay, yeah, Laura. I know. Got to talk about Laura. So let's get to Hurricane Laura now. The latest on Hurricane Laura. Let's look at the latest public advisory on Hurricane Laura. I did click it. Why is it not taking me there? There we go. Public advisory. So this is as of 7 p.m. Its location is 25.0 north, 89.0 west, about 435 miles southeast of Lake Charles, Louisiana, or about 465 miles southeast of Galveston, Texas. Maximum sustained winds are 85 miles an hour. Its movement is west-northwest at 17 miles an hour. And minimum central pressure, 983 millibars, or 29.03 inches. So this thing is really getting intense. And we're going to look at the map in a minute. First, we're going to talk about the hurricane force winds extending outward up to 45 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds extending outward up to 175 miles from the center. So this is kind of a large storm for right now. But we were looking at the models last night, and it looked like it was tightening up the track. So here's what we have. So now we have, look at this, it has an M. That means major hurricane, be category 3 or higher. And looks like hurricane warnings are in effect for the western parts of Louisiana and the eastern parts of Texas. And that's where they have it making a landfall, right on the line there. And again, these cities of New Orleans and Houston and Galveston really have to watch out for this thing. It's still moving at a pretty good clip. You can see what happens. It's going to just continue to strengthen over those warm waters, not much shear. And then we get the remnants of it coming through sometime probably Saturday around the weekend here. Let's look at the satellite loop here. So you can see here is the satellite loop. Very impressive convection here going around. So it's definitely undergoing some strengthening as we see right here on the satellite. And it's going to continue to strengthen. And when you look at this, you see it has it making a landfall probably after late tomorrow night into Thursday morning. All right, but this thing is continuing to gain strength, as you can see here. Continuing to gain strength, and it's going to really get itself going. So let's look at some of them. Let's look at some of the models here, as far as the track models go, and it looks like again it's right on that line. So right east of Houston, west of New Orleans is taking the center. Now, maybe the core will avoid both those cities. But wherever this thing hits, it's going to be a disaster. So let's go take a look at the models, and you know it's going to take a while to load all these. You know it. And well, we'll go right to the Gulf here. So we're going to go right to the Gulf. Southeast U.S. It's the GFS. And see how slow it's loading. So we're going to be here a while. You know it. So you can see how wrapped up it already is, and it's going to continue to intensify here. Here is midnight. Here it is tomorrow morning. Wednesday morning. Here it is Wednesday afternoon, around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Really just wrapping itself up quite nice, and it's becoming more compact. And the dangerous thing is it's strengthening. So here it is, 8 o'clock, hours away from landfall, and it's having to make a landfall in this area in between the two. Now, if it makes a landfall in this area, the worst might avoid Houston and avoid New Orleans, and it would just be in this area. I'm not sure how heavily populated or if there are any big cities in this area, but anyone in this area is going to really get hit very hard. Now, if it takes this track, luckily it'll avoid both those big cities, and that would help, especially Houston. But Houston has to remain concerned about this. This is a monster of a storm here. Category 3, could be a Category 4 even, or maybe even a 5. You know, it's going to just continue to strengthen up until it makes landfall, which is very bad. A strengthening hurricane making landfall is very bad, and you can see it also has a lot of rain with it too. So if we go ahead and look at the rainfall, and again, it has it make that landfall again probably midnight. So probably about 30 hours from now, it's going to be making landfall. And then it moves in. So let's see how much rain the GFS puts down. There's going to be a lot of rain wherever this falls. I'm sure of it. Yeah, you could see definitely over, could be 10 inches of rain possible in some of these areas, which is going to cause some flooding for sure. That is really, you have that angle of it. You have the storm surge, which you're going to be dealing with, and then you're going to be having the winds. So let's take a look at the winds. The next thing we got to look at here. We'll back this up here. Of course, we got to wait for all these things to load, which take forever. So here we go. Oh my gosh. So, very slow movement. But you can see the winds continue to ramp up and ramp up and ramp up until it makes landfall. And it's going to be pretty bad. Probably sustained winds over 100 when it makes landfall easily. And then you can see it loses its wind component right there. Let's look at the NAM model. And we'll use the 3, I think we're in the range of the 3 kilometer NAM for this, so we'll use the 3 kilometer NAM. Again, the site's running very slowly. So this is the NAM here, but it has a higher resolution. All right, this is the 18Z NAM. You can see it's just black. That's like past the range of the scale. And it has it now. This NAM's a little more concerning. It looks like it has a little more toward Houston. Let's again, we gotta wait for this to load. All right. Oh, this is bad. So yeah, this would be almost a direct hit on Houston. So because it's stronger with this high, so it has a little more over the west. This would be devastating for Houston. And look at how low that 900 millibars. That's insane. Gets it down to 895. That is insanely deep. That is insanely deep. That is absolutely insane. Are we in range of the HRRR? No, I'm not going to look at the HRRR yet. So let's do just some of the ideas of what some of the models are doing with this. Then we're going to go to windy.com, where at least this site will load quicker, and we'll look at the European model here on this. Alright, so let's go to Wednesday morning. You can see it really strengthening now. Here we are. Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. Let's go to 1 p.m. Look at that. You see that white? That's... And these are... I don't even have it in the gusts. I just have it in the wind category. So already you got sustained winds 100 miles an hour, according to this. And look at that. 103 miles an hour. This thing's a monster. It takes it. It looks like it takes it just east of Houston, At Beaumont, this whole area here is going to get slammed. This is landfall going around midnight. This is the European model. So these are the sustained, according to the sustained winds, according to the European model. These are just the regular wind. But like I said, I think the wind gusts is always closer to what actually happens. And then it looks like Beaumont is going to get wiped off the map. I hate to say that, but with a storm like this, I just don't see how. So that's really devastating right there. Devastating. But what we haven't looked at, of course, is the gusts. So let's put this into wind gusts mode, because this is where it gets really crazy here. So this is 1 p.m. tomorrow, Wednesday, and look at that, 142. This thing could become a Category 5. Look at this. I mean, this is I've never seen the model put numbers this high. 158. Look at this. 179. This is a Category 5. This is going to be. This might be past a Category 5. We may have to eventually create a Category 6 categorization. Look at that. Beaumont, 156 mile an hour winds. 166. Anything that's going to be dealing with these kind of winds is going to get wiped off the map. It's that simple. This is insane. I mean, this is the European, but man, what a absolutely terrifying scenario the European puts out for this storm. So we're going to pull this back now, and we're going to look at some of the other models like the GFS. All right. So, and we are looking at, we'll go back, put it at regular wind speeds here, right? And not quite as frightening on the GFS. But this is, you can see, this is the what I call the regular wind field, or probably the low end wind field, if you want to call it that. Like I said, I always think the gusts are a little more closer to what you actually get. Look at that south. So this thing is really, this is the GFS. GFS not quite as terrifying as the Euro. And again, the GFS also takes it in that same spot, a little bit further east and a little weaker than the. If we switch this over to the, you can see the winds are not quite as terrifying on the GFS at all. The GFS does have a good track record, but it might be underestimating this thing a little bit. Euro is truly terrifying as far as this goes. Truly terrifying. The GFS is not quite as bad of a disaster. It hits the same area. But now we're going to go to the NAM. And this is the NAM now. Alright. And I'm going to pull this back to Wednesday at 9 a.m. This is the NAM. This is the gusts. Let me put this back on regular wind speed. So you can see it has it strengthening to 100 miles an hour, 121. It might be overdoing it a little bit. It might be overdoing it. It really might be. But it's picking up on those really warm water temperatures. And this is the NAM now. Alright. So even though the models have somewhat agreement on the track, there's still disagreement on the strength. And there's still some disagreement on the track as well, because this is the NAM, which takes it further to the left. And I mean, these wind speeds are incredible. These are low-end wind speeds of 121. Here it is making landfall. This thing's really tightening up. It almost reminds me of Andrew, the way it's tightening up a little bit. You can see perfect symmetry, but a very small area of winds as it tightens up. That's the way Andrew was. And then it comes in, and it looks like the NAM would take it just the worst of it, just west of, just east of Houston. So Houston misses the eye wall on the NAM. But of course, we've got to go and look at the gusts, which is the high-end winds, which definitely is even more scary. So this is the high-end winds. 146, 142. Here it is, 9 p.m. Wednesday. 150. So this is really, that eye wall is going to be terrifying. Here, this is right before landfall. Absolutely insane wind speeds here. And then it weakens when it gets in. And it just, like I said, according to this, it looks like Beaumont could be ground zero for this. There it is, just before it gets in. It's insane. It's 3 a.m. And it's gonna hit in the dark at night, which is the most scary. And the storm surge is just got to be incredible with this. Absolutely incredible. So I guess we'll go ahead and we'll look at the waves, because that's just gonna be 20 foot. You're gonna have 20 foot. Waves are actually worse. Look at that. Wow. This is 8 p.m. Wednesday. This is really bad. This is what you call Wave Watch 3. Then there's the Euro, which is even worse. This is the Euro, 33 feet. You could have some 40 foot. The storm surge is just gonna. I mean, if this takes a hit on Galveston and Houston, Galveston is gonna be gone. With the storm surge like that. Oh boy, wow. Some crazy stuff going on. So some of these scenarios with the models are definitely scary. Right now the storm isn't that bad, but the thing is the models are indicating rapid strengthening overnight tonight. So we'll have to see what happens by morning. If it does happen overnight, we do see that rapid strengthening, then the NAM and the Euro, as far as the intensity goes, could be more closer to accuracy. If it still remains slow, then the GFS might. But conditions are absolutely perfect for this thing just to explode. So let's take a look at our weather. We'll go into our region and we'll look at our weather next for the next couple of days. So we'll go back to the GFS, because we're going to have a nice day tomorrow. Alright, so here is for your Wednesday. So for your Wednesday, it's going to be a comfortable day. Highs only in the upper 70s, so it's be really comfortable out there, mid to upper 70s. But by Thursday, you can see the heat's already starting to return because we get that warm front coming through. Like I said, that the air is coming down. You can see the way this is positioned here with this here. If we do this, you'll see here that it's positioned like this. So it's going to be, almost like a backdoor shot. So it only lasts for one day and then it's out. And that's what we're dealing with. Let me clear this. All right. Back to this now. So it gets hot again Thursday. Friday, really hot, and there's not going to be that much of a sea breeze probably, especially on Friday. So expect 90 or better, except South Shore, extreme South Shore and East End. And then we get the remnants from Laura on Saturday, and then Sunday we go back into the upper 70s and mid 70s. So it stays cool. But anyway, let's go look at the dew points. That'll be the next thing, and we'll go back here. You can see we got that dew point. That front will show up even nicer on the dew points here. Alright, I know we got away. It's annoying. So the dew points start dropping after midnight. We really see rapid drops in dew points. Dew points down to the mid-40s on Long Island. New Jersey, you're probably not going to get quite that low. Probably mid-50s. But you can see that northwest flow. But then you see what happens. That warm front comes through, approaches Thursday night. Thursday morning, and it comes through. Dew points are back up into the upper 60s and low 70s with that southwest wind, and then more of a west flow on Friday, which means it's going to be even hotter. And then we're dealing with the humidity again as the remnants of Laura move through. And then we finally start drying it out Sunday and Monday with dew points back down into the low 50s. So let's look at the skies next. Now, it's hard to say exactly how much rain we'll get from the remnants of Laura. We can go ahead and look here on the GFS. So we're dry. We do have that chance of showers and thunderstorms again Thursday and maybe Friday a little bit, but you can see there the remnants of Laura coming through right there and bringing us some rain. Let's see how much rain we're going to get from them. Let's take a look. Total accumulated precip here. Of course, it kind of depends on a lot of other factors. So let's see. It might give us maybe a half an inch to an inch of rain, maybe. All right, so let's look at the skies. this up to. So here's tomorrow. We still have a clear sky tomorrow. Should be a mostly sunny day. Beautiful day. Thursday, more clouds. Friday, more clouds. Maybe not quite as many clouds, but it's going to be hot. And then Saturday, we got the cloudiness from what's left of Laura. And then Sunday, we should be trying to get the sun out. And then Monday, we should be mostly sunny again. I'll look at the NAM. As far as cloud cover goes for tomorrow as well. But it should be a mostly sunny day. Come on. Load. Oh my god. I apologize. This site is so slow. Alright, well, we have the NAM, and actually it's generating more clouds over our area for tomorrow, which is kind of interesting. Maybe overdoing the clouds a little bit. We'll have to see. Probably would just be instability cloudiness, but maybe a few more clouds in the afternoon according to the NAM. Let's go to the RGEM. One more sky model here, and then RGEM is mostly sunny for tomorrow, so I'm thinking tomorrow should be mostly sunny, and the NAM may be overdoing it. Maybe a few cumulus, stratocumulus clouds. That's about it. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care, and thank you for watching. And as far as Laura goes, I'll keep following it for you. This could be a potentially major disaster.